Hey everybody, Anthony here. It is Friday, September 12th, 2025 at about 11:05 a.m. I'm on my way out right now to the butcher to get some, I think I'm going to get some steaks for Shabbat. So I'm going to go pick those up and then run a few more errands and then get back home and I promise the dogs I'd take them out for a nice long bike ride this afternoon. I want to do this video to preface another video I'm going to post as an answer to a question that was asked by someone on the last Bible study video I did, the one regarding Matthew chapter 10, verse 32 and 33, where I talked about confess and deny. In that video, I was had my backpack on. I was out walking prior to making that. And the person that made the comment on my YouTube video said something to the effect, well, you have a tattoo and you don't grow your beard out, so you're not following Torah. And so I answered him with a short response, a typed written response on the YouTube video. And I told him that I was going to make another video explaining the whole beard thing and the from Leviticus chapter 19, I believe it is, verse 27. And where it talks about growing, not trimming the sides of your beards, not cutting yourself, not putting tattoo marks on yourself. So I want to do a separate video on that because that's important. It's an important question. It's something that needs to be answered biblically. And I said to him also that he should go back and look at my testimony video and then some of the videos I just recently did talking about that as people come out of the world system and follow Torah and follow Messiah closer, it's not something where, in one day, all of a sudden you're going to be following Torah perfectly. Even Messiah, when he spoke to the people that asked him questions, he said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. All the Torah and the prophets hang on that. So when I did my previous videos, I said to people, start with the 10 commandments. Start with the first 4, which have to pertain to your love and honor to Yah, and then the final 6 that your obligation to love one another, love others, in the final 6 commandments. Jesus didn't tell the people, go grow your beard out and then come follow me. Although that is part of the Torah, I would point you towards the more weightier matters like keeping the weekly Shabbat and not Sunday, getting idolatry out of your life, not praying to idols or bowing to statues, things like that. Loving others as yourself, again. Then look at as you're a work in progress. Okay, so I'm going to answer that in another video with a biblical answer because I believe it deserves an answer. And so as far as my tattoo goes, I told him, if you watch my video on my testimony, I got my tattoo at age 18. I was not a believer. The tattoo on my right arm is it's supposed to be, or what I thought was at the time, a depiction or a Christ head. It is, obviously an abomination. But again, I got it when I was 18. Should I get it torn off my arm? Today there are things that I can get it removed. I have actually been looking into that because I don't like the tattoo. But do I have to get it removed? No. It was before I was a believer. When I confessed Messiah as my Savior, I knew as I started studying the Bible that I shouldn't get any new tattoos as a believer, shouldn't make any cutting marks on myself, piercings, things like that, because that's what the Egyptians did, the Canaanites did. And that plays into the whole beard, not trimming the beard thing either. It's tied into number 1, being set apart, and number 2, the Egyptians were doing certain rituals for the dead, the Canaanites and the other pagan pagans in and around that region were doing that in worshiping of their sun god and worshiping of the dead and things like that. That's why Yah was telling Yisrael to come out of that, not to be a part of that, and don't be associated with that. So don't put tattoo marks on yourself, cutting marks on yourself, don't trim the sides of your beard and certain other things that I want you to be set apart. And so that's how I have to answer that question. But I gave him a short answer, and I'll do a longer answer in another study, but I think it deserves an answer. And so that's what I'm making this video to tell you, that number one, I'm a work in progress. Number two, as Yah reveals things to me in these days that we're living in, that are becoming more evil as each day passes, I'm getting closer to him and following Torah closer. I want to be closer to him. And I'm not following Torah to be saved, but because I am saved. And so I have a Savior that's the high priest that, hey, if I'm messing up, Yah, and I should be growing my beard out, I have a Savior, Mashiach, that I could come to and say, forgive me for that, teach me your way, show me the path, keep me on the road to righteousness, where we are all works in progress, and we're not glorified yet. We're not in the new Jerusalem yet, but we're works in progress. So you might not be at the spot I'm in. You might be just thinking about coming out of the Sunday church and following Shabbat. That's fine. You're coming out of her, my people. You're at a different point in your walk than I was. So pray about what I'm talking about. Try to understand that Yah put certain things and wrote certain things down for a reason, not haphazardly. They're not haphazard. They're for a reason. And we need to take it seriously. But we need to understand that loving Yah first, loving others, following the 10 Commandments, that's where we should be starting as coming out of the world and coming into following him closer. So I hope this video helps you, and I'll do a video on the study and point you to other videos that explain it out better than I can, but I'll cite the scriptures and different things like that pertaining to his question about, facial hair and beards and things of that nature. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Anthony signing off. Yah bless.